welcome to the second lot of podcasts for the AS level history course. Now, the hat for this week is my flat cap, and we will be looking, to get that right, at the end of the war, the Treaty of Versailles, and the League of Nations. So, let us begin by starting with the situation in Britain and in Europe after the end of World War I. Okay, Britain after World War I was in some respects in a good position because they were the strongest power in Europe. They had lost less men as a proportion of their total than France and Germany. They had won the war. Their country had not been anywhere near as destroyed as France. So militarily and from an outside perspective, Britain seemed to be in the ascendancy. However, they had quite a bit of debt to owed to countries like America, and they'd had to relinquish some of their overseas colonies to pay for this. It wasn't quite as much debt as it may have been, but it was still a considerable amount. Now in Europe, things were quite different. The big empires of Europe, the German Empire, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the Russian Empire, and the Turkish Empire, had all been pretty much split up and destroyed through either losing the war or, in terms of Russia, the communist Bolshevik Revolution. So, it was in that context that the war ended, and the countries, the victor countries, sailed over to Paris, to Versailles, which is a suburb of Paris, to sign a treaty deciding what to do with Germany. Now, there were other treaties dealing with the other defeated countries, but for the purposes of this course, we shall only look at the Treaty of Versailles in detail. The other countries who were in the ascendancy apart from Britain were obviously America, who had also won the war and lost even less in terms of men and their property than the British, and also Japan, who were victors of World War I also. And those two countries were now becoming more and more industrialised and a threat possibly to Britain, although at that time Britain had a friendly relationship with both of them. It showed, though, that Britain had lost its place as the top power in the world purely because it wasn't the only industrialised country anymore. Britain's empire had been built upon the fact that they'd had the Industrial Revolution first and had a head start. Now that advantage had gone, and Germany become industrialised. They weren't a threat because they'd lost the war. Russia would show that they would become more industrialised and become more and more of a threat because of it, and Japan and America were becoming more and more industrialised and therefore more and more strong.